Welcome to Letters to Self, a series on healing, letting go, and transformation. I'm your host, Claire Unkefer. In this series, we explore the transformative power of writing to the different parts of our personalities. In each episode, I'll read a letter written to a challenging or conflicting part of myself, or a part of myself I have previously rejected but needed or wanted to accept, embrace, and love in order to truly be at peace. This practice has profoundly shifted my life. These letters are more than just words. They are dialogues that release, heal, and transform. Through these letters, I hope you can find yourself in them, perhaps identifying with my experiences or finding the support, encouragement, or validation you may be needing. Thank you for being here and joining me as we navigate the journey to becoming our best selves, one letter at a time. It was the end of summer one year, and I was struggling to hold it all together. All summer, I'd been trying to work, make sure the kids were having a good summer, and be the chauffeur shuffling kids to friends' houses and events. I love my kids, but it felt like they were in my way. I was working from home at the time, and so it just felt like my space and the ability to take care of myself was non-existent. I'd been holding it all together, but on this particular day, it was too much. The negative self-talk spiraled, and I was feeling like I was a horrible mother for wishing my kids would get out of the house already and back to school. I felt like I could either take care of the kids, the house, the laundry, or all the things, or take care of myself. At the same time, the scales were not tipped in my favor. I was feeling guilty for having all these feelings, but that's how I felt. And I said it. I said the ugly thing. I love my kids. I just don't always love the work of motherhood. That was my truth. How horrible. What kind of mother thinks that way? I thought. Then I realized and had to admit it to myself. I was in complete conflict. There was a part of me that loves my kids and wanted to be a mom, but there was another secret part of me that wished I could be free to spend my time however I wanted. And she just wouldn't go away. That was the ugly truth, the secret that I could tell no one. I love my kids, but I do not like the lack of free time, the constant servicing of little ones for food, laundry, and carpooling. And that makes me feel like a faulty or deficient person for feeling that way. But it's how I feel. And no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't deny it. The letter writing had been helping so much, so I did what I knew would help. I wrote to that part of myself. Turns out she had a lot to tell me. And I would like to note, after writing this letter, things shifted a lot. I started to feel incredibly grateful for my kids, an increased sense of enjoyment and fun, and the anger and resentment quieted down. I started seeing tasks like carpooling the kids as something that I liked doing. I get to do this, I would think. I was grateful that I got to spend that time with them. While in all honesty, I still do not enjoy all the actual work associated with being a mom, I have come to terms with it. I have come to acceptance. Once I stopped resisting and acknowledging the message this part of me was holding, I was able to move on, let it go, and enjoy my kids and being a mom so much more. But first I had to face the part of me I've been trying so hard to ignore for too long. And she was starting to scream at me. I'm not sure how many moms feel that way, but I think if we're honest with ourselves, there is some part of us that misses our free time, our ability to care for ourselves, the relationship we had before kids with our husband. But it's the ugly thing we can't say. It's the ugly thing we can't admit. But once I admitted it and spoke to that part of me, she had some good things to tell me. Here's the letter. Dear part of me that secretly hates the work of motherhood, I wish you didn't exist, but you do. I passionately believe that it is your presence that was the cause of debilitating postpartum depression I experienced after all of my pregnancies. But I couldn't admit your existence. You're too ugly of a truth to tell anyone. What will they think of me? What do I think of myself? I feel horrible, that's what, and faulty, and guilty, and not deserving of the title mom. But I know you are simply there reminding me of my true thoughts because you love me, and because you want me to be true to myself and be authentic just like I teach. You know that I value that and understand the cost of not listening to it. Guess what? You're right. I do resent losing my body, my mind, my free time, my freedom, and my clean and orderly house. You know I love simplicity, and kids are not simple. You know I enjoy naps and reading and yoga and walks and meditation and learning and helping others. But those are things that somehow became harder and harder to prioritize once I had kids. Because when I did have free time, I needed to work, shower, pick up the house, do laundry, cook meals, or drive the kids around and be present for all the activities. All the while, they sometimes hit me when they were small and disrespected me when they were older. You are right. The work of motherhood is a sacrifice and a thankless job, and you did a lot of it alone, and it was too much, and you started to hate it. Even though you loved your kids, you hated the work of motherhood. I saw something once on social media. I don't remember who the author was, but I felt the words. Motherhood is a 24/7 job and can be all-consuming, thankless, exhausting, demanding, anxiety-producing, relationship-damaging, and sometimes isolating. Those are horrible things to admit, but it's your truth. It's how you feel. You know, I was starting to love my life as my children were getting older and I started having more freedom. But then I had another baby, and it all came back. The sleepless nights, constant care, lack of free time, not being able to sit through a meal, and the crying, all that crying. I know, I heard you, and I hear you loud and clear. But here's the thing, you can't stay. You make me feel bad, guilty, and not deserving. The truth is, I am a good mom. I'm an excellent and very attentive mom, actually. I show up and play and am there every time my kids need me. But you fog my vision. You color my experience. You rob me of enjoying my kids and loving every second I get to spend with them. They are great kids, and I love them, and I'm lucky to be their mom. I know how lucky I am for my 2-year-old to want to sit on my lap and read books with me, because I know one day he'll have hair on his legs, and he'll be somewhat indifferent to my presence, like my oldest is now. But even though he'll be older and I'll no longer get to have those cuddles, I'll get to see him grow and become his own person. I'll get to launch him into the world and be so damn proud of him. And I know I will miss them all and even cry when I think about them when they have all moved out. I won't be grateful and glad I have time for myself. Well, maybe a little. But I know I will miss them and look at pictures of the days we got to hang out and have fun together before they had lives and families of their own. So I want and need to fully enjoy every moment with them. So I need you to go. I've heard you and appreciate you pointing out the obvious and fiercely protecting my identity and freedom because you know how much that means to me. But look at those faces. Look what I get to do and be there for. I want it. I choose it. I embrace it. And I do deserve it. And they deserve it. Thank you for being willing to step back. As a token of my appreciation, I will make more of an effort to to not forget to care for myself more in the process. I'll prioritize myself when I can, and I won't feel guilty about it. I will treasure those hours here and there when I can go get my hair done, get a manicure or pedicure, get a massage, go for a walk or exercise, meditate, read a book, or to even take a nap. I'll do that so I can be at full capacity and presence when those little munchkins need me. I know it's part of the deal that I may still be exhausted or not love the work of motherhood at all times, but I'm going to let myself feel that, do what I need to do to reset and recharge and continue on. I won't make it mean anything that it doesn't, because it's part of the deal, part of the gig. It's simply a hard day or a hard week, and those happen. And when that does happen, I can't have you forging into the rescue because you don't help me. You hurt, you dampen my experience, and you won't let me see clearly. And I want to see clearly. I want to see all the joys and the lows and the good times and the bad times and the fun times. I want it all, the full experience. Thank you. I feel like you've really heard me and I appreciate it. Good talk. Claire. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Letters to Self. I hope you found it insightful and inspiring. Each week, I will be adding a new letter, so hit that subscribe button if you'd like to be notified. It greatly helps the channel if you like, subscribe, or leave a review. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who do so. And remember, the journey to self-discovery and healing is unique to each of us. Until next time, take care and keep writing those letters to your inner self.